Let me ask you a question. Do you have a medical insurance? Of course you do. Everyone does these days. But are you 100% sure it's enough for you and your family? अब शायद आप थोड़ा सोचने लगे. And that's exactly the problem. Hi, I am Ashish. Welcome to the channel where we simplify money and life decisions. आज हम बात करने वाले हैं the biggest mistakes people make in medical insurance. The mistakes that can cost you lakhs when you least expect it. So let's begin. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming मेरे पास तो health insurance है and that's enough. They usually do not upgrade their coverage as they age or as a family structure changes. The reason this happens is because when we are healthy, we don't even think about medical insurance. It feels like unnecessary expense, something we reluctantly keep just because everyone else has it. So we think सब ले रहे हैं तो हमें भी लेके रखनी चाहिए. But if there's one thing the last few years have taught us is this: medical emergencies can come out of nowhere. COVID-19 was a huge wake-up call. During the peak, hospital bills ranged from 5 lakh to 15 lakh, and people had to use their saving or even take loan just because medical cover was not enough. Heart attacks and cancer have become more common than ever. Of lately, we are hearing even young and healthy people having chronic disease like this. Hence, it's no longer an old age problem. Lastly, infections have become frequent and deadlier. We are seeing some outbreaks of dengue, swine flu, and other viral diseases year on year. And in such cases, ICU treatments are costing lakhs in just few days. And when these situations hit, they don't just affect health, they wipe out savings. The average cost of a heart surgery is somewhere between 3 to 10 lakhs. Cancer treatment can easily cost 15 to 25 lakhs. And even a basic hospital stay due to an infection or accident can cost somewhere between 2 to 5 lakh. And this is when there is no complications. To add to all this, medical costs are rising by 12 to 14% every year. तो आज जो 5 लाख की पॉलिसी काफी लग रही है, वो 10 साल बाद शायद एक छोटा सा ट्रीटमेंट या बेसिक हॉस्पिटल से भी कवर नहीं कर पाई. Hence, केवल इंश्योरेंस होना ही काफी नहीं है. Earlier in this video, I talked about how chronic diseases are no longer just an old age problem. आजकल 30s में भी heart attacks हो रहे हैं. And by the time you hit your 40s or 50s, it becomes too common. And that's why waiting to buy a health insurance is a huge mistake. See, when you're young and healthy, आपको एक अच्छी खासी कवरेज कम कॉस्ट में मिल जाती है. पर जैसे जैसे आपकी उम्र बढ़ती है, बीमारी होने के चांसेस भी बढ़ने लगते हैं. और खुदा ना खास्ता आपको बीमारी लग गई तो आने वाले समय में 3 कंडीशन हो सकती है. या तो आपको हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस मिलेगी नहीं, और अगर मिलेगी तो उसकी प्राइस ज्यादा हो सकती है, या फिर एक कंडीशनल पॉलिसी मिलेगी जिसमें आपको उस पर्टिकुलर बीमारी का कवर भी नहीं मिलेगा. Another mistake people make is being 100% dependent on employer provided insurance. For most people in jobs, I often hear them say, मेरे पास ऑफिस की इंश्योरेंस है तो मुझे इंश्योरेंस लेने की क्या जरूरत है. Fair enough, but what if you leave a job and a medical emergency comes in between the transition? How will you pay for those medical emergencies? And what if in the next job your employer does not provide a medical insurance? The problem with company provided insurance is it goes away the moment you leave the job, whether you quit, retire, or are laid off. Post retirement, many companies don't offer coverage, which means just when you need it the most, you might not have it. Policies often have limitations like room rent caps, specific hospital network, or even restrictions on certain treatments. Apart from this, if you're a government employee or in a military, your policy might cover treatment in the government hospital or in the military hospital. But what if you want to get treated somewhere else? Will your policy cover it? Maybe not. So the bottom line is, company insurance is good perk, but it should not be your only safety net. Assess your current policy rationally. Don't just assume your coverage is enough. Compare it with today's medical costs and consider your family structure. Review your policy every year. If needed, take a top up on your base policy to increase the coverage affordably. buy insurance as soon as you start earning. The younger you are, the lower your premiums and the fewer restrictions you may face. Don't postpone it for later, thinking you'll buy when you need it. By then, it might become expensive or even unavailable. Always have a personal health insurance policy. Don't rely on the employer's insurance only. Your company policy is a bonus, not a backup plan. It disappears when you leave the job. Get a personal policy early so that it stays with you no matter where you work. I know thinking about medical insurance isn't exciting, but here's the thing. Insurance is the only thing you buy hoping you will never have to use it. And I really hope you don't have to use it. But if you ever do, you'll be grateful that you planned well in advance. So don't wait for a wake-up call. Review your policy, upgrade your coverage, and secure your future today. Because when the time comes, you will either have a solid plan or a financial nightmare. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, share it with your friends and family too, because everyone deserves the right health coverage and a financial security. Thank you for watching it, and I'll see you soon in the next one.